We just announced OpenAI for Germany, and that we would build with SAP and our partners at Microsoft a sovereign cloud with our frontier models for Germany.
What needs to happen in order to really stimulate AI progress and innovation in Europe? When I read the biography about you that was published recently, I learned a word that I didn't know before, petrichor. Can you explain what that is?
In today's fast-changing world, artificial intelligence isn't just a tool. It's shaping nations, economies, and even the future of global power. From Berlin to Silicon Valley, leaders are debating sovereignty, innovation, and the risks of frontier technologies. And at the center of this transformation stands Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, pushing bold projects that may redefine how Europe, the US, and the rest of the world cooperate. Let's dive into this remarkable conversation that connects technology, jobs, nature, and even warfare.
When we were sitting together here in Berlin last time, a couple of months ago, we spoke about Stargate Europe. So can you share, is there any progress on that project?
Yeah. So we, very much inspired by you, we just announced OpenAI for Germany, and that we would build with SAP and our partners at Microsoft a sovereign cloud with our frontier models for Germany. This is the first of its kind partnership for us. We totally get why countries need both sovereignty and frontier models, and the opportunity to deliver this and pioneer this here. Tremendously excited about seeing how this goes.
And the idea of, let's say, a bigger project comparable to the Stargate project in the US, do you think that's still a realistic option in Europe?
We'd be excited to do that. I think that'll be a question for the European people. These data centers are huge investments, not just in capital, but energy, resources, focus. But we'd be very excited to support that. I think this is a great first step, and it will get people comfortable with this being a good idea. And we'd love to scale it from here.
But you can't do it without nuclear energy, is that correct? So you can't do it in Germany only? You would need, let's say, French or Czech nuclear energy?
I mean, we could do it without nuclear energy. Again, I think that'd be a question for the German people and the German politicians, but it's possible. It's a lot of energy.
Sam, you have a certain European patriotism. Where does that come from? Why do you care about Europe? It looks like a lost case for many Americans these days.
Many reasons. I think a strong Europe is important to the world. Just as I sort of try to understand how the balance of power is likely to shift over time, and where the alliances are likely to be that will help propagate the values that I hold so dear. I think a strong Europe is very important. I love Europe I love coming to spend time here. The amount of culture and history and scientific advancement that has come out of Europe, I don't think is an accident. So I do get sad when some of my American friends say, "Oh, it's a lost cause. It's a museum. There's no hope." It's certainly not what I think.
I mean, in the bigger scheme of things, in the big, let's say, competition with China, it seems that America should be interested in having Europe as an ally, and the other way around. I think we can't do it alone.
I strongly agree. I'm realistic about some of the trade-offs and the challenges, but I think Europe is such an important natural ally.
When Sam Altman sat in Berlin discussing Europe's technological future, his words carried more than just optimism. They carried a roadmap. He highlighted the Stargate Europe vision and Germany's push towards sovereignty in AI, announcing a groundbreaking partnership with SAP and Microsoft. For Altman, this isn't just business. It's about strengthening Europe as a global player, not leaving it behind in the AI race. His belief that Europe must remain a vital ally to the US shows how he sees AI as more than algorithms. It's about preserving values, history, and unity. While many Americans dismiss Europe as a museum, Altman insists on its strength, culture, and potential. Like blockchain connects blocks, this vision connects continents, setting the stage for the next chapter. How AI reshapes innovation, economies, and the very jobs we hold.
But what would be your concrete advice, let's say, to the government of the leading economy in Europe, to Germany? What needs to happen in order to really stimulate AI progress and innovation in Europe?
Well, first of all, I think AI progress in Europe is happening. I mean, particularly in Germany, the German usage of OpenAI products is quite amazing. It's our largest market in Europe. Virtually every young person, so kind of 18 to 24 in Germany, uses ChatGPT. I think it's now our 5th biggest market in the whole world. Crazy growth over the last year. And lots of startups and also bigger companies are building with our APIs. So I think it is happening. We hear a lot of complaints from some of those companies about, oh, we can't do this or we can't do that. And so there's clearly things to address. My general advice on AI is, focus on the big risks, regulate the big risks. And that I think is important. There are the potential of real catastrophic risks with these frontier models, but then don't
neglect the small risk.
Let the small, be willing to accept some risk on.
But one of the main topics, if people are talking about AI, is always jobs. And what do you think? Is AI in the end destroying more jobs, or is it creating more jobs?
I think in the short term, it will destroy a lot of jobs. In the long term, like every other technological revolution, I assume we will figure out completely new things to do. I am willing to believe that human demand for more stuff, human desire to be useful to other people, to create value, to be part of the community is pretty much limitless. And at every major technological revolution, very smart people have said, this is it. This is the end. This is there's going to be no more jobs on the other side of the Industrial Revolution or whatever. And it has always been a failure of imagination. There are people who say it's different this time with AI because, the special thing about humans is our intellectual capacity. And if it can do everything, what will be left for us? And my counter to that is we seem to really be very wired to care about other people. We don't worry that much about the world of machines. We're very focused on other people. And so I don't know exactly what the new jobs will be, but I bet they'll be very people-centric. And, human society, we have such main character energy. We don't really care that the machines are smarter than us. They already are.
I totally agree. In the end, we just cannot imagine what's going to happen and which new forms of economy and growth and value creation are going to happen. But when we had our dinner in Idaho a few weeks ago, at the table, somebody asked you a fascinating question. Sam, imagine that AI would destroy even your job. What would you do? And you said, to our surprise, I would become a farmer. Why farmer?
First of all, I think there will come a time when AI can be a much better CEO of OpenAI than me. And I will be nothing but enthusiastic the day that happens. There's plenty of other things for me to do. So that doesn't scare me. That doesn't make me sad. That's just okay, I did this one thing. It's been automated. I wanted it to be automated. That's kind of what we're doing. There's still plenty of interesting roles for me at OpenAI. If I want to do that, that's great. But this has been a very stressful last 10 years for me. It's been a huge amount of work. I have a farm that I live on some of the time, and I really love it. And it sounds like a wonderful change of pace.
And you really, you are not only enjoying the farm, you are really participating and working there or doing things in the nature. Is it like a kind of escape for you, or what is it?
It used to be. And then since the launch of ChatGPT, my life has gone so crazy that I do nothing but work and hang out with my family. And all of my hobbies have gone by the wayside. But so I don't get to drive tractors and pick stuff.
But nature matters to you.
Nature matters to me a lot. And
You're not a tree hugger?
I'm not a tree hugger. No, I'm not a tree hugger, but I love time in nature and I love conservation.
When I read the biography about you that was published recently, I learned a word that I didn't know before, petrichor. Can you explain what that is?
I know what that is. I don't know what I didn't read about it. It's the smell. It's the smell after rain rains on dry land.
If rain drops on dry earth, the smell or the scent is called petrichor. And you said that or people are saying that you said that is your favorite scent. Is that true?
I love that smell. Yeah, that is a.
Why? Can you describe it? What makes it special for you? What do you love about it?
I mean,
we
it's
all know
hard
that
for me to
smell.
explain
Yeah.
why I think like certain smells are better than other smells. It's like I don't know. I just think that's like a particularly great. I'm actually so in California we have like a long dry season that's about to come to an end.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking the other day, I'm so excited for the first rains. But yeah, I love the
Shifting
smell
from sovereignty to innovation, Sam Altman emphasized Germany's surprising role as Europe's largest OpenAI market. Millions of young Germans are already using ChatGPT, making Germany a hub for adoption. But Altman is clear: progress requires courage. His advice to European governments is simple yet powerful. Regulate the big risks of frontier AI, but don't suffocate innovation by fearing every small risk. This is a delicate balance Europe must master if it hopes to compete with the US and China. The most pressing fear: jobs. Altman admitted that in the short term, AI will displace many roles. Yet history proves otherwise. Every industrial revolution sparks new industries and unimaginable careers. Human creativity, empathy, and social needs ensure that we will always invent new ways to stay relevant. Altman's response to "What if AI takes your job?" was striking. He'd happily become a farmer. To him, farming represents peace, renewal, and balance, a counterweight to the stress of running OpenAI. His love for nature and even the simple joy of petrichor, the smell of rain on dry earth, humanizes the man leading one of the world's most powerful AI labs. This transition shows us that innovation is not only about machines, but also about how deeply we remain connected to nature, people, and purpose. And as the blockchain of ideas links sovereignty to innovation, the next connection leads us to an even darker and critical frontier: warfare in the age of AI.
Yuval Harari was making one wrong prediction. He said that there will be no more wars. Wars are outdated. We see the opposite these days. To which degree is AI changing warfare, and can it lead to a scenario where it gets completely out of control?
I suspect AI will change warfare quite a bit. I think there's just saying about how the military always wants to fight the last war. They never understand enough about how technology changes the landscape. And so if the last war was fought with guns, they assume the next war will be fought with guns. And then, we've seen technology change warfare hugely. I think already with AI, the fact that AI can now write software, the fact that AI is probably very close to being great at discovering cyber attacks has significantly changed the landscape of warfare, or what it will look like over the coming decade. But I don't know exactly how it'll go.
Would OpenAI work with the military sector and make a difference in winning wars?
We certainly will.
Do you already?
We certainly will in some ways. I don't want us to become a weapons company, but that's always a easier thing to say than to adjudicate in every case. Like if you're a really great propagandist, are you a weapons company? Like a little bit. And
it's interesting how the approach has changed. I mean, a couple of years ago, the whole defense industry was not even invited for dinners. Now they are heroes that are saving democracy.
Well, I think it is clearly a mistake not to support the defense industry. I mean, we're seeing right now in the world a reminder of why companies having strong national defense is important. And I certainly believe that. And
when discussing warfare, Altman didn't shy away from the truth. AI will reshape the battlefield. From cyber defense to propaganda, algorithms are already rewriting the rules of modern conflict. He warns that militaries often fight the last war, failing to grasp how radically new technology transforms the next one. While OpenAI doesn't want to become a weapons company, Altman admits there's a fine line. Supporting defense industries may now be essential for safeguarding democracy itself. This marks a turning point. AI is no longer just about business efficiency or consumer apps. It's about national survival. Just as blockchain links every block, these insights link sovereignty, innovation, and defense, forming a complete picture of how AI defines our future. If you found this journey through AI Europe and the vision of Sam Altman insightful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it. Because the future of AI is a story we're all writing together.